I want to tell you about my road to the way of the feather. I grew up with a religious grandmother. Church was not a once-a-week affair. As a young man, I questioned everything, including the existence of God. That angered my parents somewhat. I was not deterred. And all through what came next, one question never went away. What did my ancestors teach? Here is why I am telling you this. Some of you have the same question. You have looked for it in books. You have looked for it in teachers, and you could not find it. I studied African history for years, and I found nothing on the spirituality of Africa. No books, nothing I could hold and read and check for myself. So if you are in that place, looking for something from your own culture and finding silence, stay with me, because I found it. It was just not where I expected. One quick thing, if this is your kind of thing, subscribe and hit like. That is what carries it to the next person, and send it to one person who has that same question and has gone quiet about it. So, the road. Christianity, as I experienced it, was fear-based. I do not say that to dismiss it. I say it because that is what I felt, and I could not build on fear. So I left the church around 21. For a while I thought there was nothing. No God. Look at the evidence. Follow it. Do not believe what you cannot check. I still think that is a good habit. I never gave it up. Then I met a teacher. His way of seeing the world was fascinating to me. I learned what I could from him, and I was with him a long time. What he gave me became a foundation I never put down. Then the Sufis, the Golden Sufi, the Silent Sufi. This was a devotional path, dreams, mantras, a different way of working. My teacher was a woman. She was already 80 when I met her. I studied with her for a long time. She died. Then a Vedanta teacher, also a woman, a sharp mind. I learned a great deal from her. And this is the part I want you to understand. None of this was jumping from one thing to the next. It was an evolution. I took something with me from every single one. But all through it, that question. What did my ancestors teach? I studied African history. I found nothing on the spirituality of Africa. I found no books on the subject. Nothing. Then I found a teacher from Ghana. And I was happy. I was really happy, because here finally was something from Africa, something from my own soil. But I have to be honest, he was not up to the task, and there were things I was expected to believe, because he said so. That runs against my nature. It always has. I do not say this to put his teaching down. I say it because if you are the kind of person who needs to check, who needs to understand, who cannot just take someone's word for it, then you know exactly what I am talking about. And then I discovered Egypt, Kemet, what the ancient teachings actually were. And from there was no looking back. Everything I had been carrying, everything I had been developing in myself across all those years, it was already there, already written down, already established, clearly thousands of years ago. That was a big discovery for me, not because it was new, because I had been building toward it without knowing it. Every path had given me something I needed to recognize it when I finally saw it. Now, I want to be honest about what I did with it. I did not just repeat what was written. 40 years of carrying things from one path to the next gave me my own way of reading it, my own take. That is what the way of the feather is. The book makes clear what is Egyptian and what is mine. But here is the part I owe you, because everything above sounds like it ends in a prize. It does not. I never got enlightened. I want to be very plain about that, because this is where people lie. I wanted it. I went looking for it for 40 years. I would still prefer it. If somebody could hand it to me, I would take it. But it is not on offer. not in what I found. Kemet does not promise you a door you walk through and come out the other side enlightened, shining, finished. And I had to accept that. Not gracefully. I had to accept it the way you accept your own height. So what did I find instead? A measure. They call it Maat. Truth, balance, right fit, things in proportion. It is not a place you get to. It is a thing you weigh against. Look at this. A builder's plumb line. It does not tell you your wall is finished. It tells you whether the wall is straight, right now, today. And you can pick it up tomorrow and ask again. That is what I was missing. Not a bigger promise. Something I could actually use on an ordinary Tuesday. So here is what I would say to you. If you are on that road, you are not a failed seeker. You kept checking. You would not say you felt something when you did not. You would not pretend the thing had worked when it had not. That is not weakness. That is honesty, and it cost you. It made your search look messy from the outside. But from the inside, it was one road. You were always carrying something forward, and you may have been looking for the wrong shape of thing. Not because you were foolish, because that is what everybody is selling. Arrival, the door, the state. Ask for a measure instead. Something you can pick up on a normal day and hold against your life and put down again. That is smaller than what you were promised. I know. It is also the only thing I found that kept working. My grandmother's church, no God at all. A teacher, the Sufis, Vedanta, Ghana, and then Kemet, and then no looking back. 40 years, roughly. One road, not 7. I am still here. I am not enlightened, but I am not looking anymore because I have a clarity I did not have before. And that is a different thing entirely. Tell me in the comments, what is on your list? Not to compare. I would just like to know I am not the only one. Walk the way with us. Subscribe. Maat is the measure.